we saw many what to say SDLC models, right? So we have something called Big Bang. Okay, actually I forgot about that, and thanks Pratibha for reminding. So actually, this is not that important, or it's not like very much what well used in industries, because Big Bang is like you all know what a Big Bang is, right? In school, or you in schools you must have learned about Big Bang, right? Does anyone know what a Big Bang is? Okay. Big Bang is nothing but like how the universe was formed. So it was like I remember like there was a black hole, and it like it blasted, and all the planets, galaxies, everything formed from the pieces that were fallen from the bang, right? So that is the actual Big Bang theory, right? But how we relate it to the software is, see, we do not have a proper process, we do not have proper documentations, and we don't the client doesn't have a proper idea on the future, on the requirements in the future, okay, how it will change and all. So in this scenario, these types of scenario only, what will happen is the Big Bang model can be used, but it is not used anywhere. I confirm you again, it is not used anywhere. The only thing is, we can just use it for a learning or experimenting purpose, okay. So you might remember, like in your college days or school days, you people might have done a project, right? They will say, and see, create a project for a school system or any systems, they'll say, and they'll say you have to give it to me, the project report, in a month or in a week or 2 weeks, like that. So at that time, what you will do, you will just start working on that. Is anyone able to admit people who are coming in? Can anyone try? Because while taking class, if some it comes in, right, are you people able to admit anyone inside? Okay. So what will happen is, like so in school or college, when they say you need to give this project in 2 months, what you people will do, you will actually start working on the project. You will not have any process, you will not follow any plans, nothing. Like, you will start developing the code, you will try to like put in lot of efforts, lot of time, and maybe if it is going to cost you something, not only the software project, even the projects with the civil people build or other people build, they need to put in some money for that also. They'll invest something, and in 1 month they'll give the project, right? The project report, right? So it is the same thing happening in Big Bang, okay. You will not have any process, you will not plan anything in a long term and all. You'll just finish it, the project, and give it to the client in a given duration, okay. So that is called as Big Bang. So they'll say it is not suitable for larger softwares, okay. Good one for learning and experimenting, and simplest model of all SDLCs, as we don't have much documentation, we don't have much process or anything. It is going to be the simplest model, okay. You don't have a proper flow also. It is like you need not like do, I have to start with requirement analysis, then I have to do my planning, then I have to do my coding. Nothing like that, you can just start doing anything you want. So it is the simplest model, okay. But it requires lot of programming and funds. Obviously you need to do lot of programming in that, and you need to spend some time on that also. Because why you're going to spend some time? Because we do not have do any risk analysis or anything in that, right? So what will happen? So when you start working on the project, and you face some risks in the middle, to fix that issues, what you will do, you will again put in some funds to solve that problem. So that is called, it requires a lot of programming and funds, okay. And small amount of planning is required and doesn't follow a process. So small amount of planning in the sense, okay, I need to write this type of code, my application should look in this way, so this much only will be done in that. And it is used when clients are not sure about their future requirement. Okay, so this is about Big Bang model. So it is not much used in the industry. Just for your interview purpose, you can just know what the model is. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, you'll put in time, you'll put in effort, you'll put in fund, and you'll put in resource, and the bank happens, and you will have a software created. Okay, any doubts in this? Okay, fine. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Sorry. That's what I said. They'll not create Big Bang. The I what I have written Big Bang is they'll put in everything and they'll start working, and they will deliver the software. Yeah, nothing in that. Just with the use of time, effort, fund, and resource, and programming knowledge, they will finish it off. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So now you people want a recap on Agile, right? Okay, fine. So Agile is nothing but we are going to have a very quick process and frequent deliveries. Okay. So that is the reason, because in other models and all, if you see, we'll not be able to handle the frequently changing requirements, but Agile it will be done. So what principle we have is customer satisfaction. So we obviously welcome lots of changes, and we'll be having a frequent delivery of the application, or like MVP, they'll say MVP, that is minimal viable product. The products will be given in a delivered in a small pieces and working together. And obviously, the releases are also the same. For each sprint, will be so for they'll plan like I'll give a small release for every 3 sprints or 4 sprints, in that way. And the people will be put together as a team, the developers, the testers, and the business analyst, and everyone. So they can have a face to face conversation, because we'll be having multiple ceremonies or meetings in it. Okay. So going to the next, I compared with the restaurant, right? So you people know how the restaurant works. So it is the same way how the agile methodology will actually work. Okay. So in the what to say, in your restaurant, the server will collect the food order. So here we have business unit will collect, who will collect the requirements from the clients, and it will be sent here. The food order will be sent to the kitchen, and then the segregation of the tasks and everything will be taken care. Here also it will be sent to the agile team, and here also it will be done. Okay, I think someone has put a message. Sprint demo and sprint retrospective. Okay, yeah, sure, I will tell you. So going to the next, so I went with important terminologies, right? So now you know. Your requirement will be a very huge document with the complete with the collection of all the features. Okay. So now what they will do in Agile is they'll split down every feature into epics. Okay. So a bigger piece of functionality, they'll be breaking them down into epics and used to describe a new feature. And this is the top informational level in Agile. Okay, so this I gave an example for epic. I think most of you understood it well, and like you also sent me the exercises. So going to the next, so from the epic they'll break down the epic again into multiple user stories. Okay, so that is informal and general explanation of a feature. It will always be written from a end user perspective, how that user is going to use that feature. So in that way they will assume in that way, and they'll write the story. And it's a key component of agile, because the developers will develop the feature based on the story, and the testers, we will also write the test case and execute it based on the story. So that is a key component. Okay, now few sentences, they'll put in few sentences which will be in a very simple and understandable language for us. So epics are broken down to user stories. Okay. So going to the next one, we saw what is a story point. So now we have a story, but we need to what to say, give weightage to the story based on what is like. I'll be working on this story for 8 hours. This story requires these many hours of effort to be tested, so sorry, developed and tested. So that weightage will be giving to each story. That is called as story points. So it is a unit to measure the efforts of the team to implement a story. When it will be done is based on the understanding, team will point the story. Okay, and the story is pointed based on the complexity and risk. How complex it is, how will we face any risk? So if we face risk, how will handle it? So based on all these points only, the story will be pointed. Okay, so moving to the next one, we saw what an acceptance criteria is. Again, this from in story only we'll write the acceptance criteria also. Okay, so how we'll write is, it will be like a set of condition. So you should do perform this to see this. After that, you should perform this to do this. So in this way, some accepted conditions we need to write over here for the developer and tester to work on the story. Okay, set of accepted condition which should be met in a story, should be approved by the product owner and the business analyst. So this will be approved by the product owner and business analyst. Okay, so any questions in the above topics now which I covered? Okay, so moving to the next one, we saw what a sprint is. So now we have a complete duration of when the project should be completed. As we are going to in Agile, we usually take up the very bigger projects which will go for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or even 10 years. It will go. Okay, so in that time, they'll give a duration of 10 years. Now they will break the 10 years into sprints. Okay, that duration they'll break into sprint. 2 weeks I'll call it as a sprint, or 1 week, or 4 weeks, or 2 weeks. So I'll 1, 2, 3, and 4, up to 4 weeks of duration only a sprint will be. Okay, what they will do in the sprint is, they'll pick particular task, they will complete it, they'll complete the development, and they will test it, and they will have the feature completely developed. Okay, so in this way they will split the complete project into sprints. Agile projects are broken down into sprints. We'll also call it as iteration. It is repetitive phase which can go up to 1 to 4 weeks long. And here what they do is, they divide the complex task into smaller ones. By doing this, what we can do is, our quality of work will be obviously high, because we are having enough time to develop and test also. Okay, so that is called a sprint. So now coming to the product backlog, as I said, before the project starts, before the sprint, every project duration starts, what they will have is, they all no, we have multiple epics, right? They'll and stories written, right? They'll put them all into a product backlog. So they will have a plan that this will be picked first, this will be picked second in the upcoming sprints. All the sprints they'll have a product backlog. So list of items to be developed for the end product, that will be available in the product backlog. All features are listed and pointed. Obviously all the features should be listed. They'll say feature 1, feature 2, oh, sorry, epic 1, epic 2, and epic 3 should be covered in sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. That is the pointing. Okay, so in 3 sprints that should be completed, 3 epics should be completed. So that type of pointing will also be done. Now who owns it is, the product owner only will own it, and it is specific to the project end goal. Okay, the when we are going to finish the project, it is specific to that goal only. Okay, so this is called as product backlog. So next we have sprint backlog. So now we have multiple sprints. Okay, so my sprint 1 is going to start, and I have a list of items in my product backlog. So now what they will do is, they'll pick few stories from the product backlog, and they will put it into sprint backlog. That is, for the upcoming sprint, what and all features I am going to, my team is going to work on. So that will be listed in your sprint backlog. So list of items to be developed for each sprint. Okay, all features collected from product backlog are listed and pointed. So here also obviously a story should be pointed based on developers and testers input. Okay, and who owns it is the agile team. The product backlog will be owned by a product owner, but the sprint backlog will be owned by the agile team. We'll be the owner. Okay, we can also give decision that no, this story will take time, we can't finish it in sprint 1, we need 2 sprints for that. So that type of inputs even from a agile team we can do, sorry, we can give. So we have lots of meetings for that, right? Now specific to that sprint, so this, the product backlog is specific to the project end goal, but the sprint backlog is specific to the upcoming sprint. Okay, now you know the difference between these two, right? Okay, so now scrum, I said scrum is nothing but the processes that we follow in a agile is called as scrum. Okay, what are all the meetings, what are all the uh, processes, the sprint planning, everything will be called as scrum. Okay, so don't confuse between that. So now we saw what are the roles and responsibilities. So we saw three main roles. So first is the product owner. So this guy only, what he will do is he will interact with the customer, he'll get the requirements, he will put the, he'll be preparing the product backlog from the stories or epics created. Okay, so he'll be a voice of the customer, he will be part of the product development team, and he works closely with the stakeholders for what, for getting the requirement. Okay, so obviously he should have a good understanding on the product, because the clients can't keep interacting with the team on daily basis, or keep giving the requirements, right? To be what to say, like, to represent them, we'll be having product owner. So he takes care and creates list of product backlog items, and he's the one who describes the sprint objective. Sprint objective means how many weeks a sprint should go, and what stories needs to be completed in that sprint. So he will be taking care of that. Okay, so now next we saw a scrum master. Obviously we have someone who will interact with, who will get the requirement from the client and he will give us the product backlog. But we need someone who will like facilitate the team, right? Who will take care of the team's activities if they are having any problems here to sort out. So that type of activities will be taken care by the scrum master. So he will be the facilitator of the team, he will coach the team. If the team member is having a lag in some technical stuff or something, or functionality stuff, he will obviously arrange a what to say, training for those people, and he will encourage the team members. Encourage means he is the one who will get the appreciation from the client, and he will give them to the what to say, the respective team member, and he is the one who will be conducting all the meetings of the agile process. Okay. Okay, so now we saw what is business analyst. Business analyst is, he's the one, he will write that stories and all. Okay, we now we have the business document, he will also sit with the product owner and he will write the stories. And sometimes if the product owner has written the story, he will review the story based on the business documents. Okay, and he will groom the backlog stories. I said to you what is a grooming is, right? So from product backlog I have completed around three what features in my iteration 1 and 2. And now in 1 and 2 I have some very high bugs. Okay, that bug also we need to put it as a new feature, or client might give some new requirements again. So when these things comes in the product backlog which the product owner has, right? So this business analyst will, what he will do is now he'll prioritize the newly received requirement with the items on the backlog. He will check which one is priority again, and he'll again modify the product backlog according to the new requirements. So that is called as grooming. Okay, so who will do it is the business analyst will groom the backlog stories, he will work with the product owner and stakeholder to understand. Okay, and prepares business document. review stories created by product owner. So this is all about business analyst. Okay, so fine now, right? So these three roles you are clear, right? Okay, fine. And so this is the scrum team. Now we have certain meetings. Okay, I'll do one thing. 1 second. Tomorrow we'll have an activity kind of session. Okay, we have 14 people here, right? 1 second. So I am going to be your client. Okay, I will give you some requirement document tomorrow. Okay, SRS, software requirement specification document, I'll give you. So now we have list of peoples. um can you all just give out your names? No, Pratibha I know, and I know Raghunatha. Who's that? Bhagyesh. Other people, can you just give out your name? Guru Prasad, yeah. Guru, I'll make you as Guru. And we have Elilal as Rasi, Aishwarya, Karthik. Other people, Naveen, okay. Mohan, Guru Prasad, I have added. Yeah. Raghunath, yeah. And have I missed? Yes, yes. Aviti, Kiran. So who else I have missed? Okay, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have missed someone. Kiran, Kavi Arsi, Karthik, Prasad, Arsi. Aish. Sorry, sorry. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I have someone, Aishu Gunasekaran. Who's that? Aishwarya. Okay, fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do tomorrow is, so Pratibha and Bhakya are going to be the product owners. Okay, we are going to play a drama kind of thing tomorrow for to understand Agile. Okay, so you're going to be the product owners. Just mark your role. Okay, note your role and try to understand more about it. Okay, and Guru and Elilarsi, you both are going to be the Scrum Masters. Okay, Aishwarya, Karthik, and Naveen, you people are going to be the business analyst. Okay, and now we have Mohan and Raghunath who are going to be the architectural design people. Okay, and Sashmita. Okay, I'll do one thing. Naveen and Mohan will be architectural design, and we'll have Raghunath and Sashmita as developers, and Kavirsi and Kiran are going to be the QA engineers. So we are like tomorrow, what we are going to do is like I'll give the requirement to these two people. Okay, maybe I'll send it today, and these people are going to come up with a product backlog. And so our project is going to be like, it's going to be for 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. So what we are going to do is we are going to have three sprints. Okay, assume like first 15 minutes we'll have one sprint. Okay, please note these down. Okay, so sprint 1 will be for first 15 minutes, and then sprint 2 will start. So that will again go for next 15. For first half an hour, we'll have this session. Okay, tomorrow. So sprint 2, we are going to have two sprints. So we are going to have just 30 minutes duration. So first 15 minutes, we are going to have the sprint 1, and second 15 minutes, you'll be having the sprint 2. So as a product owner, I want Bakya and Pratibha to break down and create what to say the features into epics and stories. Okay, stories. And what you're going to do is you need to create uh, product backlog and two sprint backlogs from the product backlog. Okay, and next what will happen is Guru and LRC, you are going to actually work with Pratibha and Bakya to understand the features, and you will be sorry, not Guru and LLC, sorry, I put Aishwarya and Karthik. You are the business analyst, right? So what you are going to do is you will be tomorrow, you will take a review with the with Pratibha and Bakya, and you will understand, and you will point the stories. Okay, you are going to point the stories with the scrum master. Okay, so what Guru and LLRC are going to do as scrum master is you have to get in touch with these three people. Okay, say you're having one story, we'll have just story 1 and 2 here, you will have story 3 and 4 here. Okay, you have to, the scrum masters should sit with these people, and you have to get their input on the stories, and you have to point the stories. Business analyst and product owner, you have to just verify the backlogs. Okay, so these are going to be your roles tomorrow. So what Naveen and Mohan will do is we can't create a high architectural design within this 15 minutes. You have to point everything. Okay, if this 15 minutes is for two stories for all these three people, so what you have to do is you have to point accordingly, and you two will just create some designs. You can use paint itself for that. Okay, how the flow will be, from this it should go to this, from this it should go to this, so you'll create a design in that way. So as a developer, you need not use the exact code and all. Okay, Raghunath and Jasmita, you can pick one story each, and you can just some code kind of thing you can give me, like a story elaborated way you can just give me. Okay, and again now Kaviyarsi and Kiran, in this 15 minutes you should point your story also, and you should, what you have to do is you will just compare the what these people have given and what these people have given with what these two people have given in the stories. Okay, so this will be our activity, and we will also try to put in all the meetings also. Okay, I want uh, LLRC and Guru to take care of conducting the stand up meeting for these people. Okay, in that meetings you will not have the product owner and business analyst, and again you'll have multi. So Guru and LLRC are going to have multiple tasks tomorrow regarding the meetings. You should get ready on how you will conduct the meetings. Okay, so these will be your tomorrow's activities. Please get clarified with all your what to say understandings on Agile. Let us have an interactive session tomorrow. Where is that? Okay, is that fine for you people? Okay, so you can understand the agile concepts well. Okay, okay, so now coming to the, so everyone are like quite aware on what their roles are, right? Any questions in that? So now you know what a product owner should do, what a business analyst should do, what a scrum master should do, and these will be we will be a agile team. Okay, So now we'll come to the ceremonies. So I want the scrum masters here. Who's that? LLRC and Guru to really concentrate on what the ceremonies are, and I want you to conduct it tomorrow. Okay. So what you will be doing is sprint planning. So when the sprint planning will start is whenever a new sprint is about to start, you will be starting the sprint planning. And here what you will be doing is, from the product backlog you will be pulling into the stories into the sprint backlog. So here I want, see, so for sprint planning tomorrow, I will name this as dev team. Okay, I want the complete dev team to be there, and who will be there is the scrum master will take care of that, and the business analyst will also be there, and who will be there? Product owner will also be there. So here is where you people will be creating the sprint backlog tomorrow. Okay. So before this 15 minutes, you will be starting with your sprint planning. So I want these two people to conduct this meeting. Okay, fine. This will be done for two sprints. So now this is what is a sprint planning is. Now you understood, right? So what you will do is, Pratibha and Bakya as a product owner, they would have created a product backlog. Okay. So from this product backlog, the complete team will be pulling out the what stories which they are going to work on this sprint one. Okay, so that is called as sprint planning. So usually starts at the start of the sprint. Team decides what should be worked on for the following sprint. Tasks are pulled from the product backlog. Scrum board is used for planning. Okay, this board I will create you and I'll show you tomorrow. We'll have just a what to say. I think we have Miro board here. I don't know if we'll be able to work on that. I'll try out if we are able to do. Okay. So here we'll try to create something, and you people can point here and do everything. Okay? Is it, am I audible for you people? Sorry guys, I think when I went to the Miro board I got disconnected. So this is going to be your activity. Okay, fine. So now you know what a sprint planning is, right? So we'll go to the next one. So next ceremony is your daily stand up. So this we can't do tomorrow, but still in daily stand up what will happen is, we can just try out this one also. So the scrum master what he will do is, he'll get in touch with the development team. Okay, so now we come to the what is this daily stand up. So here, who will be part of this is, who will be again conducting this is, it will be the scrum masters. Okay, and what they will do is, who they will have is, they will have only the development team in this meeting. They will not have the product owner, the business analyst and all. Okay, so in this, what they will be asking the team is, they will ask, how your task went yesterday. So did you face any issues? So what are you going to do work on tomorrow, and what are you going to work on today? So these things will be discussed in your daily stand up. Okay, understood the concept of daily stand up now? Okay, fine. So now going to the sprint review. So now my sprint is completed. Okay, your sprint 1 is completed. So after that, the sprint review meeting will start. Okay, so in this, what will happen is, who will be the dev team, scrum master and product owner will be part of this team. Here what you're going to do is, who will be again conducting is, it will be the scrum master only. Okay, so who will be part of this is the product owner, dev team, and who's that, business analyst. And here is where I will also be involved, so the client. Okay, here what you're going to do is, you will be giving a demo of what is developed in sprint 1. Okay, understood what a sprint review is? Yeah, some companies they'll be involved, but most of the times they will not be. But uh, what all projects I work, the business analyst was part of the demo. Okay, so and then, so someone asked me what a sprint review is, right? Okay, now coming to the sprint retrospective. So next you are going to conduct a sprint retrospective. So this will also be conducted after, what to say, after your sprints. Okay, in this, who will be part of this is again, it will be the scrum master with the dev team. Okay, in this, what he will ask is, in last sprint, what all issues you faced. So daily stand up will be getting the status of daily task, right? So sprint retrospective, you will ask the team what all issues you faced in your earlier sprint. So what kind of improvements you want in your, what to say, in your, the way you follow, or how we are going to improve it in the next sprint. These issues, how we are going to resolve and how we are going to face it for the next sprint. So these things will be discussed in the sprint retrospective. So who asked about this? I sorry, when I got disconnected, so I lost the message also. S- Sorry. Okay. Okay. What else you asked? Yeah. Sorry. 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 I didn't get your question. Hello. Yeah. Uh, I don't know what a squat analysis is really. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I heard it as squat. No, no, no. Yeah, it is a kind of that only. So it'll be like, if any improvements are needed, in that meeting, right? In retrospective, you can also give inputs like, this feature, if it is in this way, it will look better. So that kind of inputs also you can give. So it is not completely identifying the strength and weakness alone. It is completely about the, what to say, the previous sprint. Okay, so how it will work, how you will be like, what to say, if you face any technical issues, or if there were resource issues there, so how we are going to resolve it. So that kind of, what to say, analysis will be done here. Not analysis exactly, so resolution for that will be done here. So what was the other question you asked? Yeah, now you know what a sprint planning is, right? Okay, so now sprint retrospective will be done. After that, we'll be having a product refine, backlog refinement. So now product backlog refinement. Okay, so how we are going to do this? Again, this will be done by the scrum masters again. So who will be part of this is, so here we are going to completely groom the product backlog. Okay, so here we are going to have the business analyst, product owner, and from development team everyone will not be part. Okay, so maybe like here if we have someone as a lead, okay, lead of the development team, maybe I'll pick Raghunath here. So this guy, so tomorrow only this person from the dev team will be part of this backlog refinement. Okay, so he'll just observe how the refinement is happening, and if he feels no, this story is quite critical, my team can't handle it here, so even from the what to say, QA also will be having a lead over here. Maybe I'll put Kavi Arasi. Okay, so you both will be part of this tomorrow. Everyone should be on the meeting and observe how we are going to perform it, right? Okay, so now in the backlog refinement they will check. Okay, now what I will do here is I'll give you a new requirement. Okay, at that time you have to prioritize in the backlog refinement, and you have to create a new product backlog list. Okay, so you have to update this one here you created, right? Where you created, these guys would have created, right? This will be updated here with the new requirement. And if what to say, if Kaviyasi and Kiran have found some issues, that will also be addressed here, okay, as a new feature. So now that is called as product backlog refinement. It is also known as grooming towards completion of sprint. Review backlog stories and keep it clean for the next sprint. So this is the complete thing we are going to work out tomorrow. And what is going to happen is we are going to follow these things for both sprints, not only for the first sprint, we will be following for both. Okay, everybody is fine with this exercise tomorrow, right? Sprint review is totally different from sprint retrospective. So in sprint review, sorry, no, sprint review we will give a demo to the stakeholders, nothing related to issue resolution. Okay, we'll just give show what are all the modules we have developed in sprint one, right? That we will demo it to the customers and we'll be getting the feedback from them. But sprint retrospective is for the previous sprint, how it went well, or if we faced any issues, that we'll be discussing. I know these two will be, this review word will obviously confuse you, right? No, it is review of the client about the module developed in that sprint. So this is all about agile. Fine, right, for you people? Now you should be clear, I guess. Yes? Or any questions? Okay, I think we have 15 more minutes only. We'll quickly look into the next topic. We'll start with the next topic. Okay. So today I wanted to take you through STLC. So we saw something called software development life cycle, right? That is totally about the development process. Development means the testing will also fall under development. I told you, right? Under the dev team, the testing will also come inside. The development will also take part in that. Say similarly for the testing process alone we have a life cycle that is called as software testing life cycle. You should always be clear on what is software development life cycle and what is software testing life cycle. Okay, this will be your important interview question again. They'll ask you give me different phases of SDLC and STLC. Okay, so why we need STLC? It is, we'll always be having a confusion on when we need to start a testing and when we need to stop a testing, right? So to give answers for that, we have STLC into picture. Okay. So as SDLC, in STLC also, we, sorry, not sure. Are you people not able to see my screen? Sorry? Okay. Can you, someone told not able to see. Can you just come out of the meeting and join back again? So, Guru Prasad, you asked something, presentation full of team review or individual? You're asking about the sprint review meeting, Guru Prasad? I didn't get your question. Guru Prasad? Okay, okay, then let him come in. So, meanwhile, we'll see the. So, Naveen, are you able to see the screen now? Okay. So now what is STLC? So it is, as I said, it is a part of SDLC. So what we are going to do in that is, it is a step by step process to ensure the quality, and it consists of only the testing phase. Okay. So it'll nothing related to development will be into STLC. Now when it will start? It will start once the requirements are received. Once we receive the requirement, the STLC phases will start. Okay. So each activity are planned and done in a systematic way. So we have documentation for each phases, and we'll also have a plan on how each phase should work. Okay. So it has different phases, and each phase has different goals and deliverables. So we have multiple phases in that, and each phase, no, it will have a deliverable. Each phase will give a document to the next phase. Okay. So that is called, it has a different goal and deliverable. Each phase has a entry and exit criteria. So I'll tell you what an entry and exit criteria is. Okay. So entry is, see, to start some work you need a set of things, right? So that is called as entry criteria, and the work's output is called as exit criteria. So imagine now, you go to your mother and you say that, mom, I want a tea for tea to drink. So the entry criteria for making a tea is going to be a tea powder, milk, and sugar, right? So what the activity is going to be is actually making of the tea. So putting it on the stove, boiling it, adding the tea powder, adding the what to say, sugar, and filtering it is going to be the process, that is what is the project that is happening. And what is the exit criteria is, the prepared tea is going to be the exit criteria. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. So so the tea prepare the tea as per the requirement, right? That is going to be your exit criteria. That condition should be met. So this is called as entry and exit criterias. Okay. This will be your interview question. They will ask you, every phases of STLC will have different entry and different exit criterias. So this is your interview question. Please make a note. Okay. So now you understand what a entry and exit criteria is, right? Any questions in that? Exit is, see, set of condition met to complete testing or phase. Okay, so now in the process I missed out something, right? Someone said me that, ma'am, you missed out milk. So here, these one condition is not met. So the tea is not in a proper required, is not meeting my requirement, right? So that condition, if only if it is also met, that will be your exit criteria. Okay. Yeah. So each phase will be different. You'll understand when I explain each and everything. Okay. So now, what are the phases we'll see? So the first one is here also we'll be having requirement analysis. Okay. And then we'll be having a test planning phase, test case development phase, then test environment setup phase, test execution phase, and test cycle closure. So to keep to for you to understand how you can keep this on mind is, see, I am getting a requirement, so we are going to read that requirement, and what we are going to do is we'll plan accordingly. See, I want these many resource to develop, these many resource to test. I want this tool for to use for automation testing. I want this tool for tracking the bugs, and I will be having this many sprints, this many hours will be given for each sprint. So planning in that way, right? So that will be taken care of in test planning. Okay. So after that, as a test engineer, whatever we are going to test, we should always have a documentation of steps of that. Okay, so that is called as test case development. So that will be taken care in your test case development phase. Now we have analyzed the requirement, we have planned, and we have test case also developed. Now what we are going to do is we need some environment, we need some place to do our testing, right? So that is called as test environment setup. So I will set up the environment for that. Okay, after that, now I have my test case ready, I have the environment. Obviously, I'm going to execute my test cases on this environment, right? So the next phase is going to be your test execution. So after execution, you will give a report of how it worked, how many bugs came, how many were fixed, how many were retested. So giving that type of report will fall under your test cycle closure. So these are the phases. Okay, we'll go one by one again. So, requirement analysis. So, this is the first phase of your software testing life cycle. What will be here is we'll gather the requirement. So, in SDLC also we'll gather requirement from the customers, but here we already have the requirement available. We will gather from that what are stories we can test, that we will be sorting out. Okay, and we'll have a list of that. And we'll define what can be tested. Only there'll be few technical stories, okay, that stories and all we can't test. So we'll prioritize what is functional story, what is a non-functional story, and we will pick and make a list of it. Okay, so in case while going through the stories you're getting any doubts, okay, so at that time you can get it clarified with your BA or technical lead or architect, if the requirement is not called. That will also be taken care in the requirement analysis. Identify types of testing. So what we'll identify here is, okay, we have these stories, I think we need to perform, there are multiple modules, you guess, so I need to do an integration testing here, and I'll be doing a regression after each two sprints. So all type of things also we will list out. Okay, and we will identify the test environment. Sorry, I made a mistake here. So we will identify the test environment. What type of environment I need? Do I need a UA, what to say, QA environment, or do I also need to check on dev environment? So these type of environment dev also we will identify. These all will not document. We'll just identify. Okay. Now we have requirements here. We checked what all we can test, right? So we will prepare a list. Okay, because we have something called requirement traceability matrix. This I will take in detail in later session. Okay, this is a very big topic. So to prepare this, right, this is a very important thing in testing. So to prepare this matrix, we need the list of requirements which we are going to test. Okay, so that will be created, the requirement list will be prepared, and automation feasibility will be studied. Okay, so is automation required or not? So that things also will be analyzed over here. Understood what a requirement analysis in STLC is? Okay, so here, as I said, every phase has an entry and exit criteria. So now we are in requirement analysis phase. So what do you think? Just think and say me what you require to start the requirement analysis phase? What do you require? Now I need to, we are in a requirement analysis phase of STLC, right? So what do you really need to start this requirement analysis? No. To start, we are just going to analyze the requirement, right? So analyze the requirement, what we want. We obviously need the requirement. Yeah, so with that only we'll be analyzing, we'll be doing all these activities, right? We'll be checking, we'll be checking on what needs to be tested. We'll prepare a list and all, right? So we need the requirement document. So this requirement document is the entry criteria for requirement analysis phase. Okay, so now what is the exit criteria? I told you, right? We are going to prepare a testable requirement list. What are all I am going to test? That list and automation feasibility report. If we are going to work on automation, we are going to use automation, we'll give reason why we are going to use it. So these two will be your exit criteria of your requirement analysis phase. Understood it? Any questions? I think we're out of time. If I brush up fast, you'll not understand the other topics. So we'll stop with this for today. Tomorrow I'll take up the next phases. Okay. So any questions, anyone on requirement analysis? Okay. Anyway, tomorrow we are going to have exercise.